back to the Jeff and Hammy Show. I'm Hammy.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're just doing another freestyle. Last week in the car business, it's been kind of slow around our dealership. I'm imagine a lot of dealers are dealing with the same thing. Inventory is really skinny. I don't know if something's going on with like people aren't buying as much right at the moment and stuff. It's not been the normal end of July, beginning of August. Usually August is one of the hottest months there is. So we did have a 20 car day on Saturday.
Sold
though
20, no matter what dealer you're at, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but then they followed it up. I think I was here on Sunday just for a minute, and there was like I had to do something because I'm buying a house, and there was like 3 sales out. Yeah. So it's kind of really hit and miss right now. But Jeff and I are going to just talk about, have a discussion about going over like the processes that we follow when we fall into a slow time or a slump, and to try to get ourselves going and get traction again. So let's go and talk about that, Jeff.
Yeah, it's really true, and in our business, I think wherever you're selling, it's either a monthly business, but really the car business is kind of week to week. You can have such a strong week in one, and then have a really tough week the second. And our biggest thing is, Mike and I were just talking, we had something else planned from my training book, but I just wanted to go what was fresh and hot. Is I had a really tough week last week, and where I made a lot of money the week before, and I barely made any in a whole week, and that's pretty rare, but I think it's real. And if you're in the car business, guys are telling you that they're crushing it every single day. That's just not reality. You're gonna have some weeks where it's just tough. And on Saturday, I had a day where I went through 8 ups, 8 people, 8 customers. Ups is just term we say. Ouch is right. I was ready. Hammy even wanted to do a video. I said, not today, man. I am not in the mood.
He was pretty down by the end of the day. And what I went through, oh man, I had a couple days where I was, thought I was getting hat tricks. I've had 3 or 4 appointments. They all seemed strong.
You were ready to go.
And then like, everything just petered out on me.
Yeah.
It's like, except for I think each day I got like 1 deal instead of like when I was thinking 3 to 4 deals a day. And I count on a lot of what I do is by doing some advertising. So I put a lot of money towards this TRD Pro 4Runner, and I had a customer I had a customer on the hook on this one. And I said, hey, hurry up, it's gonna sell. She came actually that night, looked at it with one of my coworkers that was working the late shift. I didn't want to work a 13 or 14 hour day, whatever it's going to be, if I stayed for her. And she said, oh, I got to think about it. And then next morning, we're going everything. I'm doing a credit app over the phone. I'm like, man, just get in here. We need to get you in here. It's going to sell. And sure enough, our coworker Charles sold it and I had to text her, hey, no sale. And that was probably, I think Charles said he made about $22.50 on that deal alone. So
pretty good payday.
Yeah, that's pretty good payday. That pays a mortgage in most places. So Jeff and I were hitting the struggle and stuff, but we go back to the basics when we get into a struggle. Yeah. And I go back to my task, going back to answer phones, and even I started taking ups because I need to get myself in a good mood, even if I'm not. That's not the direction of sale I always want to do. I'm not really an up person, going out and standing out there waiting for somebody to come in. But hey, when I'm running out of opportunities and I have time, I'm going to look at everything I could do to try to get a sale out of the day.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, I would say more the mental side, is that one of the big things that's helped me out is, and I've talked this even with my wife when I come home, is mind your own business. The worst thing that can happen is you're trying to compare yourself. There's so many people making big deals. There's so many things happen around you. And this business is just like a professional athlete. I've heard guys that are on the PGA Tour, when they're on their Sunday, they're not actually watching what everyone else is doing. They're focused on what they're going to shoot, what number they need to throw up on the board, and to win the tournament. They know what they need to do.
Joe, let me interrupt you on that one. So you just remind me, I'm like really following heavily the Giants baseball team is doing really good. I've been a diehard fan since 1985, since I was a teenager, and the Giants have the best record in baseball this year. But throughout the season, even with the best record, teams go into slumps. So do players go into slumps. And sometimes a good coach that sees you from the outside, like especially something that like a batter that's having issues with his swing, and he's been a consistent hitter, and all of a sudden now he can't hit a ball to save his life. Well, we get like that in the car business. So sometimes looking at somebody, sometimes looking at you from the outside and somebody giving you some suggestions just to tweak what you're doing. There's one thing a customer will sniff out really quick if you're desperate.
Yeah,
you know, if
don't
you
wanna
start
be
acting desperate to try to get a sale,
It's amazing.
they will sniff that
smell it
out so
out.
quick, and you're not
Sure.
going to make sales. So you got to have your confidence,
Sure.
your game face on, and be making that correct mechanical swing. Same with that golf swing. That swing's got to be correct all the time. Like I always heard this from, you know, I tried to golf and I wasn't very good at it, but the professional golfer, more like probably 995 times out of 1,000 makes that same mechanical swing, that plane. It goes through properly each and every single time. You know, and that's the things you got to do to tweak your business and what you're doing, and do those mechanically things correct. And Jeff could talk about that.
Yeah, and I think it is just focusing on you. Stop focusing on what everyone else is doing. Stop asking people how much they're making, how big they're pounding deals. You focus on you. Mind your own business. Get out there. I went through 8 ups, and I said, this is awful. Yeah. And you know, the 9th up was a sale. So that's normally not the numbers, but you know what? You've got to do everything you can just to focus on the number you need to hit. And really, it will, because you know what? Everyone's going to have their greatest days or this or that, but just be consistent. Get in your lane, do what you need to do, and mind your own business, and focus on what's right in front of you. That's really helped me this last week to get out of the funk of what everyone else is doing, why I'm not selling, and slow down a little bit sometimes.
And the thing I remember, is that this is a marathon in sales, not a sprint.
It really is, man.
All right, you're not running the 100 meter dash in this thing. This is the 26.2 mile marathon, and it's not about mile 21. It's about mile 26.2, and that's the finish line is at the end of the year. That's December 31st. How much money did I make throughout the entire year?
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate goal. And how much money were you? But you need to set your goals first. One thing, it's like, how much do I want to make, and then how am I going to get there?
Right.
And then knowing that, like, you're going to have, like, there's going to be times where every customer you touch is going to buy, and there's going to be times every customer you touch doesn't buy.
Yeah.
But overall, when you start leveling yourself up and doing the consistent things that are necessary, those sales will come along even when you hit the bad slumps. And right now, it's not just us, me and Jeff, it's the whole dealership. The whole dealership's down in sales. So our market itself has something going on. It's kind of a bit down right now, but hey, we're still doing the things consistent. Me and Jeff hit our max bonuses in that pay period. We're unlike most dealerships that are paid on a 30-day, we're paid on every bi-weekly. And we both hit our max bonuses because we can stay consistent in the processes.
And I'm going to say one other thing. So mind your own business. What I was saying, Hammy's talking about, you know, just taking your time. It's a month-to-month business, not so much a day-to-day, even though it is kind of day-to-day, but you got to be looking month-to-month out. That's an important piece too. And I just lost the thought that I had. But anyways, you know, you really do. You just got to slow things down and just control what you can control. And I really think things are going to work out, you know. Mind your own business. I keep going back to that. That's really helped me so much, man. It's just put those blinders on. It's just you and your mindset out there, and it's amazing if you slow it down. Oh, this is what I was going to say. The follow-ups, more than ever now, and you're a master at this, is the follow-ups. You've got to get those people that were a week out, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out when inventory gets tight. You're following up with those people. I can't tell you how many deals I've had this last pay period because of follow-ups. Okay? The customers are going to be smaller. The inventory's tighter. Follow-up is more key than ever, I think, in the business right now.
Yes, and I just wanted to bring one last thing before we finish this video. Is just look at all the opportunities that you could look for prospects and sale. That when you get slow, prospecting is a great time. So I'm real heavy on social media marketing. The other things that you can make money on is, like, you have a service department with hundreds of customers that come in every week. You could do equity mining tools from your CRM that could show customers in great equity positions. Like right now, a lot of customers have great equity in their vehicles because of what the economy is doing with them with vehicles. And then, you have phone pops that come in.
Yeah.
You have internet leads, possibly, depending on what you're assigned for at your store. There's like always this acronym I always remember, ABS, always be selling. So everywhere you go and meet somebody, that's an opportunity. And I don't try to sell somebody, hey, do you want to buy a car? But I let people know what I do for a living.
That's right.
So
they should be knowing.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody you contact, everybody's in arm reach is a possibility to let them know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Exactly. So you want to try to get your sphere of influence. Everybody you touch knows what you do for a living. The worst thing ever is when you're in the dealership and then your coworker is selling a good friend of yours or somebody that you know quite well.
The worst.
Yeah, a vehicle because you never told that customer, your friend or your acquaintance that you're very familiar with, what you do for a living. So make sure that everybody knows what you do for a living. Make sure your Facebook and your Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're on, they know what you do for a living. Put stuff on their videos and pictures of what you do for a living. Put your background photo of your dealership or you and with that. So make sure you're always, again, ABS, always be selling, making sure everybody knows what you do for a living. Anyways,
it's pretty good.
Jeff, I think that's it for this week.
We got a meeting to go to.
Yeah,
we got cars to sell. Actually.
Yeah, we got to go out and sell some cars. We got to go talk to our boss for the morning meeting. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.